I'm the Mac Phantom, an extra-dimensional being, and this is my review for Dynamite December 7th, 2022. So it all kicks off without any promos or interruptions of said promos. Instead, we're straight into the Battle Royal. There's intros from Jungle Boy, Ricky, and the fantastic Dustin Rhodes. The crowd is chanting for Ricky, but sadly Orange is the first to be eliminated by Kip Sabian. Dalton Castle is helped by the boys on the outside of the ring, but eventually Brian Cage eliminates him, and then Cage is eliminated by Jungle Boy. Matt Hardy is forced to help Ethan Page, and I like all this because you get to see all the little sub-stories that are going on. But eventually the winner is Ricky Starks. I mean, it had to be him. MJF comes down to the ring, but before that he throws his gum into the crowd. Max says that Ricky is a dollar store Dwayne Johnson and is gonna call him the Pebble from now on. He doesn't go on about the bidding war of 2024, thankfully, but Ricky hits back with calling Max Maxi Pad and is gonna slap the mole off his neck. Then there's a low blow by MJF and Ricky responds with a spear. There's footage of Miro in Darby Allin's promo. Whatever happened to Miro? Then we have Jon Moxley talking about Hangman and JAS. The crowd is chanting Joe like he's forgotten his name or something. Then Excalibur actually mentions Cody as a former TNT champion. Their match begins, Joe and Darby's, and Darby actually misses a cannonball to the outside because Joe just nonchalantly moves out of the way. Most of the time this is just Joe slapping Darby or throwing him into the barricades, even the turnbuckle at one point. Darby fights off a muscle buster, goes for a coffin splash, but Joe catches him. Then the ref stops the match. Man, I was disappointed with this. I was hoping that Darby would win. And then Wardlow comes down to the ring to save Darby from getting a further beatdown. We have a segment with Kip and Orange. Kip is reluctant to take up the challenge because he's been in a battle royal. So Orange says Kip can choose his opponent for this Friday on Rampage. Jericho Living Legend promo. Then Hager Garcia versus Claudio and Yuta. Moxley's in the Blackpool Combat Club corner. Sammy is in the JAS. Does tope suicidas, suplexes off the top rope, a bucket hat offered to Claudio, and then Sammy gets involved. But Moxley sorts him out, and Claudio gets the win. Then Tony Schiavone divulges that 2 weeks ago William Regal asked for an interview, so we see that pre-recorded interview, and it's a nice way to tie up the storyline because we know he's leaving AEW to go back to WWE, and it looks like that Moxley's going to be the leader of the Blackpool Combat Club. But there was no Bryan Danielson there, so meh. Then House of Black with a vignette or whatever you call it. Very good. Then Tony Schiavone is interviewing the women's champion, Jamie Hayter, which I think she should have had a match instead of an interview, but, never mind. But Hayter said whoever wins out of Hikaru Shida and the Bunny, they can challenge for her title. And sadly, we know the Bunny is going to be jobbed out to Shida, who's my favourite wrestler, by the way. So it's going to be Shida versus Hayter. And then obviously Hayter will win that. She can't lose the title straight away. Jade the Baddies versus Madison Rayne, Sky and Kiera Hogan is up next. There's some roll-ups, near falls, and Taz says Sky and Red Velvet are colour coordinated for their names, and they are. Great observation. This was a good way to get more women on TV, but in the end, I was wondering which one out of Sky or Madison Rayne was going to take the fall. So mainly through this match, it was the baddies doing most of the work. And then Hogan tags out to Madison. Madison gets jaded. So then we go back to interrupting promos. as Saraya gets interrupted by Britt Baker. And they're going to have another match, but this time it's going to be a tag team match. Then we get some stuff advertising Ring of Honor pay-per-view and Rampage. Then we finally get to our main event, FTR versus The Acclaimed. And with the crowd, it seems like FTR just about win it with the chants. And this match kind of went on for 15 minutes or thereabouts. A lot of mat wrestling with headlocks and head scissors and stuff like that. Even a Scissor Me Timbers. Then there was a double sharpshooter on FTR. FTR even get the big rig on Max Caster. But The Acclaimed do pick up the win. Max Caster picks it up. No insult to The Acclaimed, but FTR really worked their bottoms off in this match. And if you've got a chance to watch this, please do. And then watch it again. And again.